Hello everybody. Welcome and hail to this very special episode of Midgard Musings. As always, I'm your host Jesse, and today is a very special surprise episode that I'm doing off schedule. Normally I do the one episode a week of Midgard Musings where we read from Havamal, but today there's something special that I wanted to share in front of all of my friends, all of my followers and subscribers. To start off with, today is May 1st, May Day. Got the Beltane celebrations, which followed the Walpurgisnacht festivities last night. So I hope everybody who got the chance to honor the gods in that way have a very prosperous and blessed Beltane and spring and summer season. So the other reason why this is a special video is, as you can see, I'm not at my normal setup inside of my room with the altar and the horn and all that kind of fun stuff. No, today is very special because today we are out here with the gods. We are near the Stone River battlefield. All around me and behind me has a lot of Civil War history. This is Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Middle Tennessee. I like to come out here on my bike, my bicycle, go for a bike ride, because this is about a 2 mile, maybe a little more, between a 2.5 mile ride from where I live to here and then back again. So it's like, 4 or 5 miles. Nice bike ride, beautiful day, and I like to come out here. I recently found this quiet spot out in the woods where I can just get back in touch with the gods. And the reason we are out here today is because I have a very special thing that I want to share with you guys. One of my recent videos, matter of fact, the 200 subscriber celebration video, where I drew a rune, which ended up being Mana's. That 200 subscriber video struck a nerve or hit somebody in the heart, and it meant a lot to them. And that person is a friend of mine. His name is Wayne, and this video is for Wayne. Wayne asked me to, after he saw that video and after he felt what he felt from what I talked about in that video as far as what the rune meant, after he watched that video and experienced what he experienced, he asked that if I had time from one of my regular videos, if I could draw a rune for him and his family. Wayne, and I'm about to explain a little bit about how I know Wayne, but Wayne has a 2-year-old daughter who they've named Freya, and him and his wife have just recently become officially married. So it's a very exciting time of year with all the newness and new beginnings and awakenings from this time of year. For Wayne himself, he had a very exciting awakening with his new marriage, and then of course his young daughter Freya. So he asked if I could find it in time in one of my videos to draw a rune for him, and I was very touched and very honored by that request. And I said, of course, even better, I'll do a video especially for this, and if it's okay with him. When I asked, I said, if it's okay with you, just, share it with everybody. If he was, said of course. And I said, if you want, I can keep you anonymous, not mention names or anything. And he said, no, that's totally fine. You can say whatever you want. So at this point, I would like to just direct everybody to, if you're a fan of heavy metal, all right, and especially of the extreme heavy metal, American black metal from Wayne's band. Let me get the name of this because I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but Wayne is in a black metal band called Oculum Dei, or Oculum Dei. It's D-E-I. So I'm rusty on my Latin. I'm not exactly sure the correct pronunciation there, but Oculum Dei. And I'll link the Facebook page for Wayne's band in the description for all you guys to check out. But check out his band and see what Wayne's doing. I believe he's the bass player for that band. And I know Wayne from one of his previous bands from North Carolina, which is where Wayne is now. And I met Wayne several years ago when I went out to North Carolina to go see a show, and Wayne's band at that time that he was in was one of the local opening acts. And I became friends with Wayne and the rest of the band members, that band has since they've disbanded, and members have gone and done other things, other musical projects. Of course, Wayne being one of them. But I still stay in touch with most of that previous band. They were called Basterian. And Wayne is just a great guy. Great guy. So I wanted to do this for Wayne. He asked if I could draw a rune. And so when I asked Wayne what specifically we were drawing the rune for, what he had a question of, or what was his purpose for this, his answer to me was, I don't really have a specific question per se, and I would never be so bold to want to ask the gods for anything, or demand. I believe he said I wouldn't want to demand anything from the gods. And I said, well, or demand anything from the runes or this or that. And I told him, I said, well, we're never really demanding anything. Don't look at it as a demand or whatever. This is more like asking for directions, like you would if you were traveling on a path, or you're not sure where to go, and so you ask the sources that you're confident that will give you the answers on which direction to go. So I look at it that way. I look at it as, working with the runes and speaking out here with the gods and your ancestors, as sort of on your path through life and in your journey through life, you're asking for directions when you need it. So with that being said, Wayne's told me that he wants to just be a better person and to raise a good family. He feels like the gods are speaking to him in some way, and the rune manas, when he heard what I said in the video, which for anybody who hasn't seen it, I'll link that in the description below, so check that video out and leave your comments there as well on what you think. He felt like they were, the gods were speaking to him, and he wanted to have something drawn specifically for him and his family, So I was more than happy to oblige him. But before we do that, you guys, as like I said, it's kind of a warm day. It's been a really enjoyable ride on the bike. So we're gonna hydrate. Maybe some for the gods. And then, sorry for getting out of frame, guys. And then, a special offering for the gods in this rune casting for my friend Wayne. This is some scotch. So to everybody who's watching, and everybody who's subscribed, and everybody who's supporting Midgard Musings thus far, Skull to all of you, and hail the gods. And now, an offering to the gods. We'll finish this off at the end of the casting, or the rune drawing. So again, guys, this is for my friend Wayne. And if any of you guys are watching this and you feel so inclined and would like to talk with me about having a rune drawn for you or for a loved one, I'm going to leave some contact information below in the description. So please check out the description box after or during while you're watching this video. And if you need to get in touch with me, there's several ways that you can do so. You can reach me through the Facebook page, Midgard Musings. The link will be in the description. You can also email me, midgardmusingstn@gmail.com. Email address will be in the description. And we can talk about working together for a rune casting or a rune draw. There is the option to donate to this channel via PayPal. The link for that is in the description. This does help me with trying to get these videos better and get better equipment and just bring a better quality video to you and to everybody that's watching. So there's one other thing that I wanted to say, and it's escaping me for right now. Oh, it was this. I told Wayne, since he's not going to be able to, I'm not necessarily with him right now physically. I told him before, I says, I need you to focus on what you want out of this rune draw. And I want you to focus, and I want your family to focus, if you can tell your wife, to focus on what it is that you want out of this rune draw. Put all of your energy, put all of your thought, put all of your power of mind into what you want from the runes. This is for you, Wayne. Hail the gods. So what we have here, everyone, is Uruz. It's the second rune in the Fudark, Elder Fudark alphabet. And Uruz is the wild ox. Fehu is the first rune of the Elder Fudark alphabet, and Fehu sort of represents the domesticated cattle, the strength that is controlled, if you will, the strength that comes from the domesticated cattle. Uruz is the wild and reckless and untamed energy of wild bovine. Excuse me. I'm going to read some things to you guys of what Uruz represents and some of my own take on it. Uruz represents the aurochs, the once great wild cattle of northern Europe. It's associated with the old gods, the Vanir. I also understand that Uruz is a representation of Thor, because Thor is brutal. He's a bit reckless. He's action first, think later, sort of thing. He acts on the boldness of his hammer, Mjolnir, right? He exacts defense and protection without thinking of the consequences a lot of times. He's that brute force, that brute strength. Here's what we see and what we can understand from Uruz. It represents assertive action, a bid for liberty, or force that is contained and straining to be free. So this is a little different interpretation of some of the things that I've heard, as far as the meaning of, or what I've gotten from the meaning of Uruz as being the wild, sort of untamed, unbridled brutality. It represents a struggle, you know, but it also can donate protective forces, especially when it comes to your children or your territory. So Wayne, what I see from Uruz being drawn is that you have struggles and you have battles that you're facing that you're not afraid to face when it comes to your family and when it comes to your territory, your inner circle, your Midgard. You know, and like Thor, you stand ready to protect and to guard and to defend at any cost, without even thinking of even perhaps your own safety. Some other things that Uruz is concerned with is some sort of a beginning, the birth of something new, and the end of one cycle and the start of another. Wayne, you just celebrated your official wedding to your bride. You have a 2-year-old daughter named Freya. We're here in the Beltane season, the beginning of life. You see all this greenery around me? Winter has left these lands. Skadi has gone, and we now welcome the returning light of Balder and Frigg and Frey and Freyr. All the beauty of the summer and spring months is here now. This new beginning is here. Uruz has broken, seeking that freedom. It's finally broken free of that harshness, of that darkness that was before it. Seeing Uruz can suggest that you will soon notice an improvement in business and finance. A lot of times, you have to work for these gains. Like I said, this is a rune of opposition. It's a rune of battling, and it's a rune of struggle and strife even. But it's a good kind of thing, because you're fighting for what's right, and you're fighting and you're trying to obtain the things that mean the most to you. You'll have the energy to work with them, to get these things that are ahead of you. It's particularly good for vitality and the return of health after a period of sickness. Guys, a lot of times with the winter months in the old lands and in old Northern Europe and stuff, it was looked as the winter months were the time of death and the time of sickness, and it was, in the quite literal sense. Things die, things go to sleep, things go dormant, things are brought back to life. So, Uruz, something to think about. I think this is a very good drawing for you, Wayne. I think it's a good drawing for all of us, guys. I think we can all take something from Uruz today. So, with the Beltane season upon us, and the dark days of winter behind us, we can look forward to breaking free and meeting the challenges that we have head on, and going at it with full strength and with full force, and having the gods and our ancestors by our sides and behind us to give us the strength to do what we have to do. So understand our struggles, everyone. Understand the battles that we each of us face. But we got this. We can do this. I'm going to finish this in front of you all. Join me now if you're watching. If you want a drink that you want to finish it with me. Skål. To the gods. Well, everyone, I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you'll take a minute, if you haven't already, to subscribe to this channel and follow me on Facebook on Midgard Musings. Make sure you guys tune in on Sunday live on Facebook, Sunday at 3 p.m. Central, where we continue the Havamal reading. We have 9 more stanzas left, or to go in this series. We're doing a 9 stanza a week type of format. Please check out the previous videos too. There's been a lot of content going up on this channel in the short time that we've been, or that I've had this, thing going, and I really, really, truly, greatly appreciate everyone's support. And like I said, check out the description box for all the ways that you can support this channel and the Facebook page. Be sure to check out Wayne's band, Oculum Di. I'm sorry, Wayne, if I'm mispronouncing that. You'll have to correct me next time. And I should have asked you that before, but I'm sorry, my friend. Anyways, guys, this has been a wonderful experience. I hope you've all enjoyed it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe, tell your heathen friends, and I will see you all again in the next video.